so we will go ahead and get started. Welcome to our vision boarding workshop. As many of you will know, or I hope that many of you are coming from Women of Innovation, was our summit, Reuters Dallas Startup Week, a summit all about, of course, our women entrepreneurs and the innovation going on here in DFW. So it's really exciting to have you guys here to close out that summit and really start thinking about, okay, what did I learn? What vision can I put up to do now after this amazing summit? So we're really excited to have you all here and get started. My name is Delaney Majors, and I am the manager of events and programs at the DEC Network. The DEC is a 501c3 that helps entrepreneurs start, build, and grow their business through many events like this, Dallas Startup Week, through co-working, through fundraising, just supporting entrepreneurs in any way we can. That's what we want to do. WEDallas is actually a program we do 4 times a year with Capital One, and we've been doing it for a few years now. So they've been a great supporter for us. WEDallas stands for Women Entrepreneurs Dallas. So the whole program is to, support women entrepreneurs, connect you guys, create a community of our DFW women entrepreneurs. So that's really exciting that we get to do that with them. This year, when we were looking at our programming, we thought, what can we do to really provide value? What can we do to help our entrepreneurs in a unique way? So when we were looking at that, we thought, something fun to do would close out the Women of Innovation Summit, but how do we do that in a fun way? And we thought the vision board would be a cool interactive way to get our community together and have a little fun and get those creative juices going. Of course, when we planned this, we were in a real, not a real world. I mean, we're still in a real world, but we weren't in virtual world. We weren't in post-COVID world. We were able, the plans were to do it in person and to bring together, magazines and sticky notes and big markers and this whole thing. But of course, now that looks a little different and we're doing it virtually, but we still wanted to bring that to you even from home. So as some of you may know, if you registered for the event a little bit earlier, you may have registered to receive the kit, the vision boarding kit with some stickers and some stamps and some highlighters and some fun things in there that were delivered to your home, hopefully before today. But if they weren't, no worries. Or if you didn't know about it, no worries. Grab whatever sticky notes or pens or pencils you have in your desk drawer, pull them out and get interactive with us. Or if you don't have any, take notes and just, use this as a way to gain some more insight on how to create vision boards, and then do it this weekend. Go to Hobby Lobby, go to Michael's, pick up some supplies. Either way, we'd love for you to be interactive. Tarsha Polk is going to lead this for us. But before we get to that, I would like to toss it off to Leon Bibb from Capital One to give us a little bit of information about Capital One and the program WEDallas, and just let them give a little moment to talk a little bit more about their mission and why this is so important to them. So Leon, off to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Delaney. Tarsha, it is my pleasure to have company with you, and also to all of you attending our summit today. I hope you've enjoyed yourself at WEDallas and at the Women of Innovation Summit. Today, we have an opportunity to just really stand on the valuable insights that you've learned to this point, and then to take you another step ahead to where you can really visualize what you want your next steps to look like. Here at Capital One, we've had a 6-year relationship with the DEC Network, and we really appreciate the opportunity to partner with them in investing in startups. I don't know if all of you know this, but Capital One is one of few Fortune 100 companies that is still founder-led. That speaks to the heart of who we are as a company, where we really believe in building and investing in our communities. And we still try to live. We're kind of like a big company, but it doesn't feel like it. And I think still being led by one of our founders, Rich Fairbank, helps to keep us on that same page. Now, going into what it means, I think, to be a woman entrepreneur, I can relate there. My family, we're an entrepreneur family. I had a business myself. My husband is an entrepreneur now. So we know that a lot of times it's more than just our demand on our individual selves, right? The entrepreneur life is a family option a lot of times. And as women, we are often mothers, we're wives, we're significant others, we're pillars in our community, we're aunts, sisters, cousins. There's a lot of times a whole family that we're taking with us, and we have a unique perspective that we apply when we are trying to develop strong solutions, right? That's really what's at the heart of why we say, that's a problem that I don't see anyone else solving. Let me start a business and let me fill in that gap and offer something for my community. So with that said, whether this is your 100th event with WEDallas, or even with Dallas Startup Week, if it's your first one, I invite you to really take this time with Tarsha and invest in yourself. Go ahead and just dream big, no limits, right? Just remember that the ideas that you have inside of you may be the very next big thing that our world really needs. So I want to thank you for taking this time to invest in yourself. I want to thank you for being brave and bold enough to share those genius ideas, the business solutions that you're bringing to our communities. I want to thank you for that, and I'm celebrating you in advance for what you're going to do after you've written your vision, made it plain, and charted your path forward. So on behalf of Capital One and all the wonderful women warriors everywhere, thank you for joining us. Dig in. And with that, I'll hand it off to you, Tarsha. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Let me share my screen here. All right. Okay, everybody can see my screen, hopefully. And so I am Tarsha Polk. I am the director of the Lift Fund Women's Business Center. This is where we offer guidance and support to women entrepreneurs in the community so that they can become successful entrepreneurs. Now, whether you are, as Levon said, if you're starting a business, maybe you are thinking about starting a business, or you're in the growth stage, we offer to you no-cost one-on-one business consultations and coaches, so you can reach out to us at the website at the bottom of the screen or the phone number. Right now, we're doing everything virtual, but we also have a variety of workshops and seminars as well. And of course, what everybody always needs to grow their business or start their business is the money. And so we do offer access to capital and a variety of tools and resources to really help you grow your business or even start your business. And you can get connected with our mentors. We are actually partners with the DEC, and so we do have a variety of relationships with other business support organizations that we can connect you to. But we are here to talk about what your vision is, your goals. You've been to a lot of the sessions thus far, and you are walking away with tidbits of information. So I want you to use this session to focus on defining those goals and aligning those goals with your vision. Now, we all have dreams, we all have aspirations, whether that be to start a new career, start a business, buy a home, get into shape, right? That's always on a vision board. I know on my vision board in 2018, I had a picture of a woman with a six-pack. I am nowhere near that. But these are some of the common things that we see people put on a vision board. Relational types of goals, success, spiritual, family, and financing. So these dreams and aspirations become these items that you may want to place on your vision board. You may have attended a session and you say, well, how can I accomplish that? Let me figure out a way to turn this goal and align it into my vision. However, this thing called COVID happened. And when it happened, it has changed the way we did things. So many of you probably did a vision board in January, or at least you wrote down what your goals were in January. And that has changed, right? It may have drastically changed the way your vision will become a reality, or you will accomplish your goals. So for today, since we have a limited amount of time, what we're going to do is really focus on the one big goal, the one big vision that you can accomplish before the end of the year. So I want you to really quickly think about some of the sessions that you've been to. And when we get to the point of creating the vision board, get your board. I already have my board. I had to do it last night because I didn't get my materials until like 2 hours ago, actually. So I started putting stuff up there. But get your board. Make sure you have your little markers. Thanks again to Capital One for sending us all this. We have the little stamps here. We have sticky notes and pads. So get all that stuff together. Stencils, some other stickers. So you want to get all those things together as you think through what is the big vision, what is the big goal that you want to accomplish before the end of the year. So no matter how successful you might be or accomplished you might be, if you are a goal getter, there's going to be challenges. There's going to be roadblocks. There's going to be something that you struggle with. And in these interesting times, that vision board that you are creating right now is really just to help you get through to the end of the year, or help you to figure out how to pivot, the new word of the year. So I would love for people to maybe post in the chat, what are some of those new challenges you have faced? What are some of the new roadblocks that you're facing that might be preventing you from reaching goals that you created back in January? And Delaney, if you can read those out to me, that would be great. I'm gonna reduce that so I can see what are some of those challenges. Definitely deferred some things. Anybody else have some challenges, roadblocks that they now face as a result of COVID that may have changed the way they accomplish their goals? So to put those into the chat. Yeah, traveling, yes, of course. Travel is off the board. Yes, I'm supposed to go to Aruba in October, but oh well. Limited ability to market, absolutely. Virtual learning, you have a legal micro dosing business, and okay, yep, so you used to attend these fairs, so absolutely. So we have these challenges, we have these roadblocks, but did you know, let me bring my slide back up, hopefully you all can still see that, but did you know that if you really focus on visualizing and focusing on the desired outcome, you won't be worried about all these roadblocks. You won't be worried about all these challenges. So your mind is so powerful that it can create and manifest whatever you want out of life. Did you know that? Your mind is so powerful that you can create and manifest whatever it is you want out of life. And one way to do that is to visualize this desired outcome that you want. We will always have challenges to overcome, so get your mind into a good state and to help you visualize this desired outcome. So I want to start with a quick exercise before we dive into this vision board. So first, what is visualization? Visualization is nothing more than the process of you creating sounds, feelings, and images of your desired outcome or situation in your mind. So that means if one of your big visions or goal is to be wealthy, to be a millionaire, then you start thinking like a millionaire. You start visualizing yourself in that situation. What does that look like? Visualize having $1 million in a bank account, right? So take a few minutes and identify what is that one big goal, one big vision or desired outcome you would like to achieve by the end of this year, and visualize yourself doing it. As you are visualizing yourself, grab your stickies, right, and start writing it down. Write down what you visualize, what is that desired outcome. Now, for those roadblocks or challenges that you all posted in the chat, you must focus on adjusting your thoughts and your attitude, which will help you to obtain your desired outcome. So for example, let's say some of you in here, you work a full-time job and you hate it. And before COVID hit, you were going to launch, this was going to be the year for you to launch that business, right? But, you know, COVID kind of changed that. So rather than complaining, sulking about your situation, all you need to do is change your attitude and change your thoughts and visualize a desired outcome. So I'd like to see what some people have posted as far as what you are visualizing as your desired outcome. So Barbara said hosting a conference, but, oh, wait a minute. Nope, that's an old post. What is your desired outcome? Someone posts, what desired outcome? Changing your business strategy for a business plan. What are your desired outcomes? So think through that, write it down. Minimum of 25 orders a month. Okay, Nira. So then that means you got to visualize yourself getting 25 orders a month. What does that look like? It might mean that you find a sticker of a telephone, right? Or a sticker of an email, and you post on your board, make 25 emails, or probably 50 emails or 50 phone calls, because this is what you have to visualize in order for you to realize that. Someone says 3 clients on retainer to act as their outside general counsel. Okay, so what does those 3 clients look like? If you have any stickers, right, or those stamps that you got in the mail, put what those 3 clients look like, right? And then what are you doing to get those 3 clients? So you definitely have to visualize yourself doing that. So I am going to stop sharing my screen for a moment, and we are going to focus on this vision board. So I'm going to share my little raggedy vision board that I put together. Well, it's not that raggedy. So the first thing that I want you to do is decide on the goal. Now for me, I chose to put my goal in the center. You can put it in the top or wherever you would like to put your goal. And this is a goal that is SMART. SMART stands for specific. It stands for measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Specific, measurable, realistic, and time-bound. So I'm going to read the example. So you've already thought about, Lucy says 15 planning sessions with clients. So let's make that more specific. By when? So here I put, develop 2 partnerships with business support organizations to create an entrepreneurship program by December 31st. That's my goal. So everything, this is the desired outcome I would like to focus on just for the end of the year. With so much stuff going on, we don't know if we're going to have a lot of time, what will happen, next month, So focus on that. So get your markers, whether you want to use markers, you have, for those of you who received your packet, you might want to stencil it in, or the quickest way might be just to write in what your goal is right there. So I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to do that. So make sure you're very specific. So I'll give you another example. Let's say you're a web design company, or you want to start a web design company. Your SMART goal that you might put in the center at the top might be to start a web design business using AI technology, targeting nonprofits in the DFW area by November 30th. So you see how smart that is. You can measure it. It's very specific. It's possibly achievable depending on the skill set and the resources, and then it has a time bound. So make sure you put that there. And also, just one tip, make this desired outcome or goal authentic to you. We all want to copy people. We all want to keep up with the Joneses, but and many of us have the same goals, right? Most of us have the same goals, but how we achieve them or how those goals turn out might be different for each one of us. So make sure your goal is authentic to you. So you put that in there. And later on, if we have time, I'm going to ask a few people to show their boards if they have it. So next, what you want to do is you want to use some sticky notes. If you have sticky notes, I'm just trying to make this really, really simple. You have this little sheet of different sticky notes here. Think about how you will enjoy your life as you are pursuing that goal, and put those ideas on paper. Or if you already have images, glue them somewhere around. So for my example, how will I feel pursuing this? Well, for me, practicing self-care is extremely important, because for some of us, our goal might be big. Our goal may require a lot of time, energy, and resources, and working a lot of hours. Thank you, Jacqueline. Working a lot of hours. So how does this look? Like, how do you feel? So you got to visualize yourself in it. So for me, practicing self-care. So I put reminder to meditate, work smarter and not harder. Because I have a bad habit of just like not doing things the most streamlined way, but I have to learn to work smarter and not harder as I am trying to accomplish this goal. And then I put here time, manage my time. I run a women's business center. We're the only SBA funded women's business center in DFW, and we serve 72 counties. I barely have time. I barely had time to do this, but it's so important to use calendar blocking. So that's what I put on my board, because that is how I visualize myself, the things that I need to hear, I need to do in order to accomplish this, okay? So put yourself in the vision. What are you doing? What are you even wearing? So someone said they wanted to have 3 clients on retainer to act as their outside client counsel. Well, what are you gonna wear, Kelsey? I know we're virtual, and sometimes your top part, you have a nice blouse on, in the bottom part, I have on jeans. I did have shorts on, but I said just in case the camera shows, let me at least change that up. But what are you wearing, right? What are you doing? How are you feeling? All of that needs to be on your vision board. Also, write positive affirmations. This is really important because you have to encourage yourself. If you don't have a support system or people who can support you, you're going to have to be self-motivated. You're going to have to encourage yourself. So some of the things that I put that are important to me as far as positive affirmations is, don't stress, do your best, and forget the rest. That's it. I have to just say that to myself. I also have focus on what matters. So again, all you're trying to do is visualize so that you can turn this goal or vision into a reality, right? So write down some of those positive affirmations. Let's put something in the chat. What are some of the positive affirmations you currently say to yourself that maybe will help others? So put some positive affirmations into the chat. Let me hear positive affirmations. Some other ones, especially if you're launching a business, maybe in order for you to achieve the goal that you want requires you to step outside your comfort zone. So an affirmation for you might be, I have the confidence to launch this business, or I have the guts or the grit to do this, right? And find the word confidence or stencil the word confidence, use the stencils and stencil the word confidence or put that word on the board, because these are the things you need to surround with your vision. And so Lucy says, she tells herself, you got this, girl. Absolutely. There is a sticker. I think there is. Yeah, there's a little sticker. If you got this in the mail, this sticker here says, you've got this. So I'm going to put this up here for you, Lucy. You got this, girl. Absolutely. Anybody else got a positive? You're welcome. Anybody else have a positive affirmation? So another example might be, I am happy, healthy, and whole. Self-care, I'm like really trying to work really hard on self-care. So one of my affirmations I'm starting to say is, I'm healthy, happy, and whole. So put those things on your vision board. And so next, you want to talk about habits, or I want to talk about habits. What are the habits do you have to change? Okay, so you got this goal. So here's my goal. Develop 2 partnerships with business support organizations to develop an entrepreneurial program by December 31st, right? So what are some of the habits I need to change in order to meet that? So some of the habits I might have to change is, I don't like making phone calls. I send emails a lot, but that habit of really actually picking up the phone sometimes is more effective when you're trying to initially nurture and start this relationship. So that's a habit, right? A habit that, yes, Candace, it says, I feel targeted. She hates unplanned phone calls, right? But you can schedule those phone calls, schedule those appointments, and make those phone calls. So what are some of the habits? So if it's a habit that you need to change, put that on the vision board, right? So that you can remind yourself, in order for me to accomplish this, this is what I need to do. What are some of the habits that you have to build to turn your vision into a reality? What are the habits you have to build to turn your vision into reality? So one of these little stickers here, it says focus. Maybe that's one that you have to build. At the Women's Business Center, we see like over the last couple of years, we've seen over 300 clients. And I will tell you, many of those clients were not focused. They're all over the place, right? They're trying to do this, they're trying to do that. But if you have this one big vision, this one big goal that you're trying to accomplish, you gotta focus, right? You can't be all over the place and then expecting to accomplish this goal by the timeline that you have indicated. So write the habits on the board also. Absolutely, Tanya. You can write the habits, you can grab your marker, or you can find a sticker that represents the habit that you have and stick it up there and like do a cross out, right? That's one of the things that you can post on your vision board. Yes, I have the shiny object syndrome too. It's like, ooh, ooh. And another habit for me is that I need to change is saying yes to everything. Because if what's important to me is to practice self-care and to meditate, work smarter, manage my time, I have to be able to say no. If you struggle with saying no, pop in there and just say me, 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 because I know a lot of us women, we want to help a lot of people, and then we say yes to things and we can overcommit ourselves. All right, so we talked about putting yourself in the vision. So you literally should close your eyes. What does it smell like? What does it look like? What are you wearing? How are you feeling? And then you have your positive affirmations. We talked about habits that you need to change, habits you need to build. And so now that you've kind of gotten that part out of the way, it's time to move the needle, because you have a short amount of time. You're trying to accomplish this goal by the end of this year. So the next thing I want you to do, and I'm going to bring my board up here again. You have these little sticky notes, right? You can peel one off. And what I did is, in order for me to move the needle, what are the 3 big action steps that you can take between now and your deadline to move the needle towards realization? So use the sticky notes. So I put, so here's my goal, right? Develop a list of organizations. That's the first thing I need to do. So if I want to partner with 2, I need to identify who are the 2 I want to partner with, right? So develop that list. Oh, my little board is falling apart. Develop the list of organizations. So that's one big step that I can do and really start researching, thinking those through. Next step, schedule meetings. And as someone said, yes, pre-plan meetings. You want to reach out, do an email introduction. Here's the thing. I know pre-planned meetings are best, but sometimes emails go into spam. And if this is somebody you really want to do business with or partner with, pick up the phone after a few days if you haven't received a return email and say, hey, just want to let you know I sent this email out. Would love to schedule some time with you, right? Okay, so you're coming out with your 3 big action items that you will take to move the needle. So would someone like to share what is one big action item that they can take between now and the end of the year to help move the needle so that they can accomplish this goal? Someone post in there one big action item that you can take. Now, you might have some short-term action items and some long-term action items, because depending on what your goal is, there's some short-term things that you might need to do, and then there's some long-term. So Candace says, get 1 new client a day for the month of September. Okay, Candace, but how? What are the steps are you going to take? So write that down. So if it's new clients, does that mean network virtually, contribute valuable content to a group? Nira says, go live 3 times a week to talk about the benefits of Aya. Would that be one? Yes. So that would be one of your big action steps, is go live 3 times a week. Absolutely. Then we have Lucy says, ask family and friends to help with the daily tasks so she can focus. Oh, I love that one. So what you might want to do, Lucy, is find some kind of sticker or image of family and friends and post that around that goal, because that's a good reminder for you to ask for help. Sometimes we have a hard time seeking help and asking for advice. Okay, so we have your big goal, you have your big vision, and you have your action items. I have a couple of questions for you. And I put here because, yes, we have a vision, we have these goals that we want to accomplish, but you want this goal because of what? This is your why. This is your purpose. So for me, my goal again, develop 2 partnerships with business support organizations to create an entrepreneurship program by December 31st. And I want this because I am passionate about entrepreneurship. This is my why, my purpose for this goal. It's because simply I have a passion for helping women and minorities live their dreams through entrepreneurship. And in order for me to live my passion, then I establish goals based around what I'm passionate about. So it's really important that you are aligning your vision board with your why. Does that make sense? Type yes if it makes sense. Type a question mark if you need more clarification. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just wanted to make sure y'all are there too. So what is your why? Can someone share, why do you want this goal? So say, I want this goal because, and fill in the blank and type that in. I want this goal because, fill in the blank. I want this goal because, and fill in the blank. Anybody want to share why they want this goal? Yes, love to plan, Kelsey, consistent monthly income and increased word of mouth. But go deeper than that. Like, why is that even important? Consistent monthly income and increased word of mouth goals. Your why is a purpose, right? The consistent monthly income and increased word of mouth, that's more of an objective. That's more of a goal. But what is the why behind that? LS says generational wealth. Nira says, I want this goal because I love to help others live a reduced stress life and happier life. Nira, we need to talk because that is on my list. Practice self-care, meditate, calendar block. Yes. So Kelsey, I truly believe that having my own business is my purpose, but I have to have support. Your family, to support your family. That's going to be your motivator. That's going to be your passion. Now, before we, I'm going to open it up for some other questions, and I would love for a few people to show their boards. So I'm going to ask Delaney in a few minutes to allow a few people to show their cameras So hold your boards up. If you have a board and you've been working on this board, even if it's not completed, you halfway done, just type in there, I have a board, and we'll make sure we show your board. So you have your goals, you have your affirmations, right? You might have stickers. I have an arrow here to remind myself, don't stress, do your best and forget the rest. Because sometimes I can get really overwhelmed and I'm trying to check off my whole entire list and I can overwhelm myself. I have the habits that I need to change or habits that I need to build. I have my to-do list, my items, those big items that can move the needle. I have my why, right? So now here comes December 31st, and I have accomplished my goal. How will you feel? How will you feel after you've accomplished your goal? So for me, I put, and you might not be able to see it, but I put, make yourself proud, because I'm going to feel proud. I'm going to be proud about what I've accomplished because it's my passion and I'm doing something for people who I know will need it. So put on your board, how will you feel after you have completed this goal? Somebody write down, how will you feel? Put that in the chat box, put it on your board. Again, you have stickers, you have little stamps. Use your sticky notes if you'd like. And then you can kind of reorganize your board later. So Tanya, she says empowered. So you might want to find like maybe an image or a word that says empowered and you put it up there. Worthy, that's very good. Accomplished, satisfied, absolutely. This is what creating a vision board is all about. It's more than just cutting out, pictures and images and making the board look pretty. It's really about that why you're doing it, right? And then how it's going to make you feel afterwards. That tells you this is what I have to look forward to. This helps you to stay motivated. And for the simple fact that these are uncertain times. We have no idea, what's happening from one day to the next. It can be scary to try to plan out a whole year, right? So instead, just for the rest of the year, focus on one big goal and those action items you can do to realize that goal. So what are your questions? Let's take a few questions. So I believe I have about 10 more minutes left. What are some of the questions that you heard how to go? And what are some of the questions? Pop those into the chat box. Any questions that you might have, put those in. So I have a question for you. Now that you have been working on this board, I am going to be curious as to where you're going to place it. I am always at my desk, so I usually have my board like right above my computer so that every single day I can see it. So we have LS says, yes, being more specific in what I need to achieve, which I had not outlined in my initial vision board at the beginning of the year. Absolutely. So you go back to that and make that goal more specific Jamila says, for those of us that were late, okay, yeah, for those of that were late, can you do a quick recap on the sections? Absolutely. All right, so we have, let me get my little notes, because everybody's board is going to look different. Everybody's board does not need to look like mine. You know, this is for you. So first thing you want to do is in the center here, you can put it in the center at the top, where whatever works for you. You want to put your one big goal or vision that you want to accomplish by the end of this year, right? Then you're going to talk about what are the habits I need to change or build in order for me to successfully accomplish this goal or vision, right? There are some digital vision board creators as well. So you got your habits you need to build or change. You have your goals here, and then you have your 3 top action items that you can do between now and your goal date that will move the needle to help you accomplish. So some of these goals might be short term, some of these action steps might be more short term, some of them might be long term, okay? Then you want to put on your board, and again, place it wherever you'd like to place it. I just placed mine here. I put here, I want to accomplish this goal because of what? So this is like your why. So why is this important to you? Why do you want to accomplish this goal? So this why is more purpose driven. It's more mission driven. Work yourself weekly, monthly, whatever works for you, because you need to hear positive affirmations to keep you motivated and on track. So that's going to be there. And then the last thing you want to put on your board is, after you have accomplished this goal, so it's December 31st and you have accomplished the goal, how will it make you feel? And I put on my board, proud. So those are the sections that you want to include on your board. You are welcome. Any other questions? So Kelsey says she's currently using Canva. They do have a lot of templates there. And if you Google, actually, if you go to Etsy, Etsy has some cool templates too for digital vision boards. So that's a good place to go as well. But any final questions, comments for me? You are welcome. Thank you, Cassandra. Yes, I love Canva too. So I just want to share my screen one more time just to wrap up a couple of things. Just to remind you, when you're creating your vision board, you want to pick one SMART goal that you can focus on. For that SMART goal, you want to pick 2 long-term aspirations. So in other words, although you want to accomplish this goal by December, there are some things, like for me, self-care. I mean, I'm not going to master self-care by December. So that's more of a long-term aspiration. And so you want to pick one long-term or even short-term aspiration that you can accomplish next month, and some action steps that you can do next week to get you closer to the monthly goal, and focus on self-realization, which is these affirmations and habits. So creating your vision board, think about these 5 areas and making sure that they're included on your vision board. And then finally, again, without a support system and someone to hold you accountable to your goals, your vision that you have just created, it's just going to be a dream. You're going to have a pretty board hanging somewhere, but nobody is holding you accountable. And that's what we do here at the Women's Business Center. Our website is livefund.com/WBC-DFW. The email address is there, phone number is there. You can go there right now, schedule an appointment with an advisor. Every year we host a goal setting vision board workshop. Normally it's in person. Hopefully come January we can do it in person again. And we also host a variety of webinars and workshops that you can join and see, which will be at livefund.com events. So, oops, I need to stop sharing. All right, Delaney, do we have anybody who wants to share their vision board?
If anyone wants to share their vision board, feel free to hop on. Raquel, who you can see, our DAC Network team, she actually made her vision board with you in the kitchen, and she was hanging out making her vision board. So, but we definitely appreciate all you guys coming on. Like I said, when we first planned this, we really thought what's a great way to of innovation and start to think about, you know, how can we, hold on one second. Sorry guys, we're in DSW headquarters, so there's people talking, people going. So my brain was over here and I was trying to talk here, and we had to get them tamed down. But no, we really wanted to provide something where, you know, you could take what you learned at Women of Innovation or at some other Dallas. And as I saw someone say in the chat, you know, put it on paper. There's something so valuable about putting something on paper, writing it down. And as you were saying, Tarsha, holding yourself accountable, sharing it with someone to help hold you accountable. So I hope that you know, did that for you guys today. And, you know, you can leave Dallas Startup Week and Women of Innovation with a plan and a goal for, you know, what's next, you know, what's after this summit. So that way in 2 weeks, when, you know, the kind of summit feeling wears off, you have something to remind you. This is what I learned. This is what I did. How do I keep this going? And that December 31st feeling, what do I want and how can I get there? So Tarsha, thank you so much for walking us through this. This was so awesome. And of course, a big thank you to Capital One for being our sponsor and truly partner in WEDallas. None of this would happen without their help and support and the support of the community, like Lift Fund and Tarsha and all the other amazing speakers we've had throughout Dallas Startup Week and Women of Innovation and all of our other WEDallas events throughout the year. Raquel also posted our WEDallas newsletter sign up. So if you want to learn more about other events we have coming up, we'll have one more in 2020 and we would love to see you there. It'll be virtual again, so we'll see you virtually there. But we appreciate all you coming and we will see you guys next time. Thank you so much.